The Detroit Lions are coming off an absolutely brutal loss to the Green Bay Packers, and the first time really losing in Lambeau Field in the past 3 years, man. And it has been a tough pill to swallow. Very humbling, very eye-opening for not only the team, but the fan base as well. It's been a different vibe. These videos, negative type videos, criticism coming from Lions creators usually don't get numbers. But man, I think you guys are legitimately worried. I've been looking around, man, and a lot of Detroit Lions creators are doing absolute numbers. By the way, I'm going to need a very particular creator to stop stealing my post-game show title, okay? Do that for me. You've never really been able to stand on your own. I see you can't really do it now. But the Detroit Lions decided that, hey, they need to make some moves, not only at linebacker, but offensive line. It was going to be tough to not only have a new offensive coordinator, but also have two rookies essentially on the line, and Tate Ratledge, and we also have Christian Mahogany, right? Because Christian Mahogany is essentially a rookie, didn't play too much of last season. He showed up at spurts, but he's essentially a rookie. So we lose Kevin Zeitler, should have paid him. We lose Frank Ragnow to retirement. We know Frank is a warrior, and he would have been around if he could handle it. All right, but he can't, and that's the way that's going to be. We got to find a way to move forward. So this is coming from the Detroit Lions Twitter account. Sorry about that. Jordan Schultz say the Lions announced roster moves. They released linebacker Anthony Pittman from the practice squad, and they signed offensive lineman Devin Cochran and linebacker Monty Rice to the practice squad. So this guy was actually, I want to say, was brought on to the practice squad. Yeah, so here's the thing. So we released the guy from the practice squad. I'm assuming we had an extra spot. I don't know how. I must have missed the transaction that happened. Maybe we released somebody. Last thing I know, we cut Mitchell Agude for the quarterback that we signed. Yes, which name is escaping me, right? CJ Beathard. So I must have missed something. Maybe it happened on my drive down to Green Bay. So we bring in an offensive lineman and a linebacker, and we get rid of a linebacker, one that the Detroit Lions just keep bringing. This Anthony Pittman is a guy that stays in practice squad rotation. So what does this mean? Is this a special teams move? Is this the Lions? I feel like that, like I said, I got some thoughts, man, and we're, as the season progresses, we're going to have some serious conversations. And I think that some of you are not going to be ready, but I think some of you are. Some of you going to be ready, because I'll never forget this. You hear winning cures everything. And it was a specific, I don't know who it was, but it was a podcast I was watching a few years ago, and they were interviewing a former NFL player. And that player said that winning doesn't cure everything, it covers everything. And I think that is not truer than what we saw last week. The Lions were winning a lot of games. We haven't lost 2 in a row in 2.5 years since we started 1-6. And we've been kind of riding high for the last 2.5 years. And although I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen for the Bears game, we'll say that later this week. But either way it goes, the Lions have the toughest schedule probably that they've ever had. And they've also lost both coordinators, and that's going to be an adjustment. So we're going to have some conversations, man. It's going to be, I said year 5 is going to be a pivotal year for this regime, and we're going to see. I think even though we battled injuries last year, we got massive adversity this year. So let me do this first. Let's bring in the linebacker with Monty Rice. Let's bring in his stats from ESPN. This guy was actually a 3rd-round pick from Georgia. So he was drafted in 2021. So if you are a Georgia Bulldog fan, you might have seen this guy play. Drafted in the 3rd round, 92 overall, which is crazy. Stats actually has been on the Tennessee Titans for his first 3 seasons, because he was drafted by them, of course. Then I'm assuming he got waived after his 3rd year because his rookie contract was still a thing. And then he played 3 games for the New England Patriots. So I don't know if he was hurt or he just has sucked so bad that he has now been relegated to a practice squad type spot. He played 10 games his rookie season. He played 13 and then 12, had 36 total tackles, 68. So it looks like not only in terms of tackles, but games played, year 2 was his best year. Year 2 was his best year. But I was able to find some draft information, some prospect information about him. Monty Rice, linebacker out of Georgia, 6 foot, 233. and his prospect grade is an average backup or special teamer. So it seems like that the Detroit Lions are trying to find some pieces. They realize that they don't have a lot of time to make adjustments because the schedule is brutal. I mean, we're looking at 0-2 and possibly 0-3 against the Baltimore Ravens. So they don't have time to spare. Let me see something real quick. I want to see, does he have any sacks? Okay, he doesn't have any sacks. Doesn't mean that they won't use him to rush the quarterback. Let's take a look at his overview and his strengths and weaknesses. Here's his overview. Productive inside linebacker with average speed and athletic ability who makes up for it with clear eyes and nose for finding football inside the tackles. The 2019 tape was more kind than the 2020 tape, even before he suffered a foot injury against Alabama, and he was able to fight through with limited results. While he can spot drop and handle man coverage duties, he might be considered more of an early down linebacker. His feel for handling blockers and his GPS to the football give him a chance to become a starter in the future. So that's that gentleman right there, Monty Rice. Again, I can't say that I've seen him in Alabama anytime at all. So if you guys watch Alabama, you could tell me, or you used to watch it back in the day. So we'll see. I'm wondering if this is because, like I said, the Lions are in a tough, sticky situation, and they need to make some stuff happen, and they need to make it happen quick. And we had a lot of concerns. So there's the defensive side of the ball. I got a lot of concerns about the offensive side of the ball as well, specifically the offense, the play calling, but how that offensive line was atrocious. Atrocious, man. This is why preseason happens. Championship teams have played their players in the preseason. Championship teams haven't. You got Sean McVay, never plays his starters in the preseason. They went on to win the Super Bowl. You have Andy Reid, plays his starters in the preseason. We even saw it last year when we played the Kansas City Chiefs. We saw Patrick Mahomes for a little while. Might be time to put the starters. Think about this. The last action the Lions starters saw, was the game against the Washington Commanders up until the Green Bay Packers. You also have Hutch coming back from an injury. I know you wanted to play it safe, but he was playing a little bit scared, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It will be hard. You going full steam ahead, and that kind of led to your injury, right? So I'm not mad at him, but they got to be able to get the kinks out. And when you wait to the season, it could be too late. Let's take a look at, there was no stats really on Devin Cochran. There was really nothing for me to find. He's a big dude, though. Let's take a look at his draft prospect. I believe he was undrafted. I think he was undrafted. And he's 6'7", 306 pounds. He is a capable candidate for bottom of roster or practice squad. So I don't know how much he's going to be able to do. He was a priority round 7 or priority free agent, aka undrafted free agent. Here's his overview. Tackle with exceptional length and feel for using it in both the run and passing games. Cochran's play strength at the point of attack is better than expected considering his long body type. His hands are typically well timed and active, but he's frequently beaten by inside moves as he struggles to get his weight redirected in time. Cochran needs to add more mass, but has enough going for him to potentially warrant a late round selection. So it sounds like that this guy is a project, and that if anybody can coach him up, it will be Hank Fraley. So, I mean, this guy here it appears he does absolutely nothing to better our offensive line, and the Detroit Lions might wind up making a move long before the trade deadline. I don't know if there's any free agent offensive linemen that we could use that did not get picked up by a team. We might have to, it'd be crazy, man, if this year, like, we still obviously need a pass rush that hasn't gone anywhere. It'd be crazy if the Detroit Lions make some type of trade for an offensive lineman. That would be insanity. I mean, will it be warranted? We're going to see. Dan Campbell said you don't really know what you got until week 5, and that is our bye week. So we'll see. We'll see. We got a lot to talk about, man. This game against the Chicago Bears is everything, but I don't want to dwell on this too long, but I think it's important that I mention this. Whether we beat the Chicago Bears or not, don't get me wrong, it's a big deal. Beating the Chicago Bears, take the Detroit Lions If they lose that game, they got a 12% chance to make the playoffs. Put it like this. The loser of that game has a 12% chance to make the playoffs. It's either going to be the Lions or the Bears, right? Obviously. But after that, you've got the Baltimore Ravens, and then you have the Cleveland Browns. So there could be a chance that the Detroit Lions, I mean, realistically, what are we talking? Are we looking at 2-2 at the bye week? 2-2 at the bye week. We come out of the bye week and we play the Cincinnati Bengals and then the Kansas City Chiefs. So there's a whole plethora of things. If they don't have a lot of time, and I think we could probably see a bunch of moves made, small micro transactions, maybe bigger transactions. I don't think that Brad Holmes has a lot of times to sit on his hands on either side of the ball. So we're going to see that. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Listen. There's a reason I say that. You're not supposed to telegraph the end of your videos. You're supposed to just abruptly cut. But because this is more than just me making videos and trying to please the algorithm, it's about you and I having a virtual conversation about our team. And for me to say thank you, that's why I always do that. And to that person that's stealing my titles to my post-game show, you are despicable and you've never been able to stand on your own. How pathetic are you? And yeah, I'll be waiting on whatever letter you allegedly have for me. Stop copying my style, bro. Stand on your own 2 feet. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. It's funny, man. When you one of the best in the business, people try to be just like you. All you got to do is learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. 10 toes down, stand on business. I've always done that. These people, man, take care of yourself. Go Lions. As you can see, I'm feeling some type of way. Young punks.